How's it, Gavin Ace here from the old Paracow store. Today I thought we'd do something a little different and show you guys a tour we did of Les Andrews' shed. A friend that comes to the jam a lot, she said that her uncle had died and he had a great bike collection, and have we been there or seen it? And I remembered that we had been out there, 4 or 5 times, but Les was very gracious and he let us film him, and enjoyed it. And I think he'd just been diagnosed with cancer. He was getting a little bit more frail, but he's still very keen to show us around. And he didn't mind us filming him at all, so we filmed a bit, but at the time I thought, oh, we don't want to film him too much, and now I sort of wish we did film a bit more. But nevertheless, we got some good footage of a bit of classic of Les, some of the things he talked about, and I'm really pleased we filmed it. No, it was 2022. Unfortunately, Les passed away. He was 90 plus. It's always sad for the family, and I'm sure Les was well loved. He was a great old fella. I didn't really know him very well personally, but you could just tell he was a bit of a character. So yeah, I've got a bit of footage of him. I thought I'd just put it up. It's pretty uncut. I thought I'd leave as much of Les in as I could, and a bit of a tour around his shed, which was a great shed. It had Bruff Superiors, Vincent's, Matchlesses, Triumphs, Nortons, all sorts, a few cars as well, Fords. I believe the collection's going to get broken up, spread amongst the family or whatever they are going to do with it. So it's good to have it how Les liked it, and with Les showing it around. And so yeah, here we go, we're going to put a bit up, and hope everyone enjoys it. And it's a great collection, and I'm just glad we filmed Les showing us around it, because all this stuff gets lost forever unless someone films it or shows it, and it's just a story otherwise, or a legend or whatever. So yeah, here we are, Les Andrews' shed.
Well, just for a start, I got a few bobs worth of bikes in here, because I had a big fire here the other day, and I went and added them all up, what I paid for them, and I was surprised at how much money it is. I got a shock, So just to make sure, so that you don't think I'm on drugs or some bloody thing making false money.
Oh, you want some?
I had 2 farms. That was our farm across the road. We milked 300 cows over there. And I had another one down the road, and we milked another 300 cows down there. And I've sold them. Yeah. So that's where the doughs come from. I haven't.
So when you sell your farm, Gav, you'll be really rich.
Yeah. Except I forgot to buy the farm. Only at a port.
Yeah.
We'll pick your door up when we go in.
You've already been.
And a guy took me to Auckland the other day, well, a couple of years ago now. And when we come back, he said, "Did you see that car for sale?" And I said, "No." He said, "You've got to drive it." So the next day we went back down to Auckland, and I went for a drive, and I finished up getting it. Because it's a beautiful car, and I think it's a gentleman's car, and I think I just about qualify. Do I qualify as a gentleman?
Yeah.
Don't you have to be old to be a gentleman? Good bugger.
Yeah. Because the GTR, I had 3 GTRs.
Yeah.
But that was like a dray, But this thing is a V8, a twin turbo V8. It's a Continental, whatever it is. It's a Continental V8, and they race them. So this thing's still pretty fast. But I never go over 90 or 100 in it now.
It's probably in miles.
Now, do you know much about motorbikes?
Yeah, Gav does.
No.
Yep.
Well, in my day, this was called the Rolls Royce of motorbikes. It's a Vincent, and I love Vincents. And that's the sort of bike I had when I was a yokel. And my wife done thousands of miles on a seat on the back of that bike. Not on that one, but one exactly the same. I never had that before when you were here
I don't think so, not that one.
No, a joker in Nelson made it up for
You
me.
put the JG35, I think it might have been the last one that you got off that other lady.
Oh yeah.
It would have been the last one.
Yeah,
Oh, then yeah.
Well, I've since bought that. And my son's bought me that stand to work on it, but I don't work on it. So I thought, well, the only thing to do is to put that up there because, to me, that's probably one of the best bikes in the group. But I took it out the other day. The boy started it for me, my son.
Yeah.
And I took it for a drive up to the Cape,
Yeah.
and then it went way down Tango, and I came back, and I said, I'm not driving that even crap again. Because even that's a 1949er, and when I had it, it would keep up just for touring with even these bikes. But I think the fastest I ever got out was about 85 or 90 something miles an hour. But when I rode it the other day, when I came back, I felt it was a heap of it had no guts, you know. So I've put it up there on show, so I don't worry about riding it. I put a starter and everything on this one. This was the one I was going to use for me. A joker down south of Hamilton. Oh, I can't think of his name now. But anyway, he put a starter and an alternator on it. And I rode it and I got down the bottom of the hill there. And I stopped to put my feet out, and I thought if the jolly thing fell over, I'd never lift it back again, you know. Because when you get old, you lose all your strength, eh? But so, it's just sitting there. But my son the other day and his mate, they took this out and they give it a good run up the road and around the base. We hooked a big battery onto it to get it started. Now, this one here, this is a 1980 Triumph, or 79 Triumph, what is it? Well, that's the Vincent, that goes on there. But this,
Check this out, mate.
the other day I had a group through, now when I say the other day, long before I was crook, and there was about 20 in the group, and there was a little short fella sitting there, and somebody said, how long you had this book? This is the one came out to England in this box. And it's never been out of the box. And I said, I haven't got a clue. And there was a little short fellow standing there and he said, you've had it 25 years. And anyway, I said, how did you know that? He came from New Plymouth and he said, we all wondered where this bike went. He knew the bike, you know.
Okay.
He wondered where it went. But it's brand new, it's never been out of this box. And I've had it 25 years. And the guy that I bought it off, apparently he had it for 25 years. And apparently he was a little short fella and he used to hop in here and sit on it and people would photograph him, you know. But it's, there's the front wheel, the two exhausts.
Big dribble coming out, you know.
And if you look down there, you'll see that she's brand new, all right, you know.
And they just do their 6 mile in it round the test track, and then they box them up.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah. I wouldn't have a clue, Trevor.
Yeah, that
But
one, yeah.
I've got one of these upstairs, so I don't have to put it together
Yeah.
to show you what they're like, you know, because I'll show you when we get upstairs, I'll show you. But I've had it for 25 years. So probably about 20 years ago when I was farming and everything, my bank manager was keen on this sort of junk, you know. And he came here and he saw me. And the morning he came, my wife said to me, she said, when are you going to get that bike in the box going? And I said, no, I don't think I ever will. Anyway, when the bank manager came, he had a look at it. And I said to him, I said, would you ever get this going? He said, I would never take it out of the box.
Yeah.
Because I paid the guy, well, I can't remember what I paid him, but probably twice as much as what he paid for it. And probably, well, with the interest that I see around, if I tried to sell this, I'd probably get twice as much as what I paid for it. you know.
Yeah.
But while it's in the box, I think it's
Worth a lot of money.
it's holding its value. You're increasing its value, I should say. But I haven't bought it to make money or anything because it'll stay there till I'm gone, and when I'm gone, God knows what's going to happen.
Probably stay in the box still. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I've got.
Good people went to that school.
Oh, there's another Vincent. That's the 500. Yes. I'll tell you why I'm so. I'm not going to bore you, is that right?
No.
Okay, well, I'll tell you why I'm so interested in business. When I was a youngster, they was too dear, even the Comets, the single 500cc ones, were too dear for the average guy. Because I paid £209, I think, for a bike like that. And these were over £300 for these ones. And those ones there, well, I don't know, they could have been worth £1,000. I wouldn't have a clue, but they were very, very expensive. But anyway, I've got 5 of the jolly things now. So, but why I like those, you know, I don't know if I told you the story. They just come out. Well, what's that? That's a 52 one. Yeah. I had a little 250 BSA with a couple of little 250 BSA there. I'm only telling you that to probably give you a reason why I bought it. I don't know. That's probably good. I used to have. And then there's the Gold Cash BSA. And over in the corner, a little 350 Velocet. And a BSA rocket. Now those BSA rockets, because I get a lot of motorbike groups who, you know, and apparently they were the, well, you know, Trevor, they were, must in their day, I can't remember, but in their day they were very, very popular. Well, the son took that Velocet out and he never come back, and I went out looking for it on that one. Yep. And down at the road I feel it, the fact is, it's an old heap of crap, I didn't think, but the back wheel did come up and it done it, you know. I never fell off, but I took it out. I could see why they were so popular. And then of course this is a Velocet, which, you know, I bought it probably for. When I bought this, I loaded it onto my ute, and everybody was congratulating me. Anyway, just to cut a long story short, as I was going, the judge would come up to me, introduce himself as the president of Velocet New Zealand. Congratulations, please. And I said, well, what's the congratulations for? He said, we all thought this was going overseas. Because when I bought it at an auction, and there was a couple of people on a telephone in the office, and they had a
Cool, eh?
I said to somebody the other day after meeting edibles out, you've got to be tough to get old.
Yeah, that's right.
And the nurse said to me, she said, you've got to be lucky to get old. So she put me right back in the haunches, and I think she's right. Because all my friends are here, well, a lot of them are, you know. Now, this car belongs
It's tired.
but I garaged the guy, an American, what's the top selling car in America?
I think it's F100.
Got to be a Chev anyway.
The great big flash. But anyway, he had one of these and he built a new house in Orchard. And he stored it there. And then he said, when he was here, he said, oh, he said, I've got a friend at 410 and he wants to go for it. You can have it. So anyway, I went in. He owned it. And he done it up from the chassis. And when I went to get it, Nolly dropped me off up at this. Yeah, right. You were looking at it. But the GBR was I got frightened. It was, this is like a light, but it's nothing. They were a racing car. Well, you want, if you come upstairs, you'll notice that on an X green.
Someone's got any more paint for you?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he's still mucking around. That motor there is out of that V8 coupe.
Oh, is it?
That's the original one. The V8's got a Mercury motor in it. Yeah.
Oh, does it?
I've got Lenny Ferguson come to do that up. Not that long ago.
You gotta watch your head up here.
Now you'll see a bit of photography up on the wall. Well, that was from Trevor here. And the one at the back,
Yeah.
What, that
He's got here.
oh, with the Vincent.
Oh,
That's a 500 twin. Mattress V9. This is another, no, V9, this is another G80. 500
Have you got any new
A later model, 1953. That's 1951. My one was a 1949. That's the 1951. Single. Now, the motorbike that was in there,
It's gone.
well, he done so much work. If you look underneath it, the fella said, and here's an MSS fella said, a 500 single, same as that, but that one must have a bit more competitiveness in it, I suppose. And here's a 500 BSA, and a 500 North, ES2 North. And I think why I like these so much is because they have the same seating as mine. And of course, the old Army Indian.
That's the big.
Well, that's it, when they get, they want to get a spot.
Now,
Is
when
that
I
all
was
you
in
got?
Auckland back in 1950, just after the war, just well, I got one. And he raced 7Rs. Well, the 7R was a